Namaste, Goa Flowers. I hope that this finds you well. I am Anita Goa. If you're new to me and my channel, welcome. Stiff in the Morning number 18 is the last morning video of 2018, and I didn't realize that until now, but that must mean something special. I would think so. Well, I've really enjoyed making this series for you, and I appreciate all of your comments and all of your feedback and requests, and I want to continue to make morning videos for 2019, so keep them coming. I did get 2 requests and I have not been able to fulfill both of them, but I'm combining them both in this practice. So Kiersey asked me to do a practice that she can do when she feels really tired in the morning after a sleepless night, and Massey asked me to do yoga for stress. So I basically combine them together into a practice that we will use some yoga blocks and a wall to just really decompress, to ground, to center in, and give ourselves a lot of support so that we can deal with whatever might come throughout the day, whether we feel stressed or we feel tired. So this is a very, very different practice for me to offer. I do this one a lot myself actually, and it's been so helpful. So I wanted to extend it to you, and I hope that it can serve you in some way. But I would love to do more yoga for stress videos and maybe more evening videos for if you feel insomnia, have a hard time sleeping. Let me know in the comments what you would like, and I will get going on offering that for the new year. I hope you're well, and share with me in the comments as always. I love to hear from you. Thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel. Please support me so I can continue to support you. I will see you on the mat. I wish you could smell this room. It smells so good with the candle that I'm burning, as well as the diffuser that I have running next to me here. You can integrate whatever scent it is that you feel will help you in this moment. What I am diffusing is lavender. Lavender is very calming, but you could also diffuse lemon or peppermint, even the combination of the two, or just use it with a candle. You can also place the essential oil into your hands with a carrier oil and just rub them together. We'll be doing some palming, okay? So integrating some scent can either calm or uplift, so give yourself exactly what it is that you need. I also have 2 yoga blocks, and a wall will be great. I feel very fortunate that I have a room that has completely bare walls. I know that sometimes even in a house that might be big, you might not necessarily have a full wall, but I hope that you will, and maybe you can clear some space so that you'll be able to do this. But even if you don't, just make it your own, and I hope that it serves you in the best way possible. We're going to lie down on our back, come into an active resting position. So the feet are apart, knees are together. Place one hand on your belly, another hand on your heart. And just see if you can just take a full exhale and allow your back body to sink into the floor, get heavy against the floor. Let your head also get heavy against the floor. Just notice how the floor and the earth is just naturally supporting you. And just allow yourself to take that support, to surrender into that support. And since this is not going to be an active practice, but more of a stationary practice, just really tune yourself into your breath. Notice where you're holding tensions, notice where you're holding tightnesses. Just notice what your mind is saying. And whether you feel stressed or anxious, or you feel worried about what's going to happen today, or feel like you don't have enough energy to get through the day, let's see if we can make an intention and a commitment to ourselves to only focus on what we can control in this moment. And then let each moment flow into the next moment and the next moment. But let's be here now. And then place your palms together, and you can open your eyes now if you want to. You can continue to keep them closed. And you're just going to rub your hands vigorously together. This is called palming. And you start to feel the energy increasing through the palms of your hands. And then pause and place your palms over your eyes. So the heel of your hand is where your cheekbones are, and your fingers are where your forehead is. Just let your hands be a bit cupped, and just let your hands softly drape your eyes. So it gets very dark. And just stay with your breath, feeling your inhalations and your exhalations. And what we will focus mostly on during this practice are our exhalations. And the reason I have you lie down in this position is just so that there's no tension building up in your shoulders, in your neck, in your head, in your arms, or in your upper back. This is very calming. It helps to withdraw our senses from the external world and draw us into our internal world. You can also do this at night, which is wonderful as well. Good. Then work your palms together in Atmanjali Mudra Namaste, and let your thumbs touch Ajna Chakra, so that space between the eyebrows, your forehead, the center for inner wisdom, inner knowledge. And then touch your spiritual heart, Anahata Chakra, the center for compassion, unconditional love. And just let your hands and your palms touch your navel or your abdominal area, Manipura Chakra. So this is our center for willpower. This is where the ego has residence. And then slowly toe heel your feet together. You can open your eyes. Lift your heels as you draw in through the navel and lift the legs off. Cup your hands around the knees, draw the knees away, and then slowly lift your head. And then keep drawing into the Manipura Chakra. Look down at it. And gradually, slowly start to come up. And then turn around and rest into a child's pose and take a block with you. Separate your knees and rest the forehead onto your block, and then keep the arms in cactus arms. Knees are separate, feet are together. Or find any position that helps your pelvis to soften back into your feet, where your upper body can soften and relax or drop into the earth, into the floor. And also a position where your head can get heavy against the block. So stay with your breath. You can close your eyes and just feel yourself breathing into your back body. Try to inhale, inflate. And then exhale fully, and see if you can make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. So if your inhalation is at a 4 count, see if you can make your exhalation to an 8 count. But just make sure that you have enough breath to sustain you within that rhythm. Just notice your head getting heavier and heavier, your arms getting heavier and heavier, and your pelvis getting heavier and heavier. Good, and then slowly you're going to withdraw and come up into a hero pose. Let's touch your Ajna chakra. So here we just allow ourselves to trust. Touch the Anahata chakra. Be compassionate and loving towards yourself. And then touch your Manipura chakra. Just notice where self-will can be super helpful, but maybe where there is maybe a little bit too much self-will, a resistance of allowing ourselves to actually take support and to surrender and release without that ego part coming in and maybe causing too much tension, too much tightness, too much stress. Good, and open your eyes and come forward into a downward facing dog. So here your hips can be lifted and your heels can be off the floor, knees can be bent, or you can press your heels into the floor. And I like to invite you to come a little bit higher up on the block and find a position where your head or your forehead can actually rest on the block. So this might feel a bit strange to do these kinds of poses, especially if you're a person who loves to flow and loves to move. But I've actually found it quite counterproductive to flow and to move when we feel stress and we feel anxious and we feel ungrounded. So just holding the poses and staying with your breath, trying to make your exhalation longer than your inhalation, and giving your head and your body some extra support, whether that's from a block, a bolster, or a wall, or the floor. It can be very nurturing and calming, and then at the same time help to uplift us. Good, then lift the heels, bend the knees, and then walk your hands back a little bit, and then walk your feet forward a bit. And you're actually going to turn to face the wall, or to keep your bum against the wall, and lean back a little bit so your legs are on a diagonal. And from here, you're going to bend your knees so you can drape your torso over your thighs and find a ragdoll. So just let your head hang. You can keep your toes a little bit lifted and toes spread. But I want you to find a position where you're actually leaning against the wall. Knees are bent, and then you're letting your torso drape over your legs. So the wall is supporting you, but at the same time, you are supporting you.
So stress is many things. It can come from the external world, but also oftentimes we create our own stress within our own internal world. And sometimes it can be a combination. So all that I'm trying to accomplish here in this practice is for you to ground and root so that you can find that security within yourself, to then be able to deal better with the stress that maybe you find yourself in within you, or you find it outside of you. So here the head is hanging and dangling. We're turned a bit upside down, just like the downward facing dog, and this has a very calming effect on the brain, but also uplifting effect. And because we're turned upside down, it also might give a new perspective. That's always good. Good. Then bend the knees a little bit further. Let the arms drop, and then drawing through the abdomen, let the arms hang and the head hang as you gradually roll yourself up. Still being against the wall. And just let the arms either rest at the side of your body, or you can keep your palms together in Namaste and just really lean back. Just allow everything to come together here. You can draw the tailbone under a little bit more. Now, your back, lower, middle, and upper back does not have to be flushed against the floor or the wall. So used to saying the floor. But just let the back of your head rest, and also your sacrum, your lower back, rest against the floor. Excellent. And then lift. And then bend the knees and slowly come to Samasthiti, or Tadasana position. And now we're going to go into a triangle pose. So I invite you to take 2 blocks. Set yourself up so that you can place the block against the wall. So you want to give yourself space there. And also do the same in the back, because we'll be doing both sides, of course. Inhale. Open the arms. And then exhale, descend it over. And just support the hand on the block. And then also actually let your body, maybe that's your head or your back or your arm, feel the support against the wall. Now you can look up, you can look to the side, or you can look down. Right, so I'll just look to the side, roll the shoulders open, and then turn your palm to face the wall. And then see if you can work your hand behind your back. And maybe take a hold of your left thigh. Okay, so just be in a position here where you can inhale, where you can exhale. So you might be able to go further into this pose normally, but that is not the case right now. This is not our objective. Our objective is just to feel the support, to allow ourselves to be supported by the wall and by the block and by our tools. Good. Then bend the front leg and then gradually lift yourself up. Ah, I love that. And then turn over to the other side. Inhale. And then exhale, descend it over into triangle. Right? And it might feel different here. You might need to adjust yourself. So look up, look to the side, or look down. And full breath in, full breath out. And again, you can turn your palm to face the wall and then work the arm behind you, and then possibly take a hold of the thigh. Okay, so it's just a good way of releasing tension into the neck and into the shoulders. And feeling the support of the block as well as the wall will help you to breathe deeper. And then get further into your body. Not in a stretchy way, but just more in a connection way. Good. Slowly lift it up. And then bend the front leg and then push away and come all the way up. Lovely. Turn your toes in and then toe heel your feet together. And then I'm going to invite you to take the block and turn the left foot to face your left. And we're going to go into a half moon pose. So you want your left arm to be under the shoulder. You want to lift your right leg up to hip height and then reach the right arm up. Okay, so now also here, just use the support of the block and use the support of the wall. So that way you don't have to use any effort really trying to balance. Just effortless effort. Triangle pose and half moon pose are these wonderful poses of drawing into ourselves while we at the same time just open and expand from our center. Good, and then bend the bottom leg and then slowly come up. Now we turn to the other side. I've really come to love this one a lot. And this has been a huge practice for me too, to actually allow myself to use these supports of blocks, of walls, of the floor, and to really slow down my practice and draw deeper into the breath and allow the body to settle in, to feel that rootedness, that groundedness. And once we feel that, it makes it so much easier to deal with stress, tensions, what we need to do, and helps us gain more of a perspective of why do we do what we do, and do we have to do what we do? How much of that ego is involved in saying you need to do this, that, and the other? Is it necessary? Is it serving your purpose? Then bend and come up. And then drawing into the heart and just having compassion towards yourself in the process. Yeah, and trusting your intuition. So now we're going to sit down into a low Indian squat. And then again, also use your block. Keep the legs maybe shoulder distance apart or hip distance apart, palms together, and feel that you're rooting down into the pelvis, into your legs, into your feet, and then press the arms against your knees and your shins. Just feel that openness, that upliftment into the heart, up into your chin a little bit, like you're standing tall, you're sitting proud. Close your eyes and just have a soft gaze towards your nose tip or towards your fingertips. And just feel the openness through the sides of your body. And this will help you to take deeper inhales and longer exhales. Good, and then open your eyes. And we're going to come off of the block and sit down onto the floor for bound angle pose. The soles of your feet are going to come together, and you're going to move as close to the wall as you can, drawing your feet as close to your groin as you can. So you can sit up as tall as you possibly can. If you need to give your knees a little bit of support, feel free, go for it. If they can go a little bit further down, feel free to just support the legs with your hands. But make sure that you come into a position where your shoulders can really drop, your heart can stay open, And you can breathe deeply and feel a release into your pelvis. So remember, this is not a practice of trying to really get anywhere. This is just a practice of centering in, calming down, checking in. Svadhyaya, which means self-inquiry, noticing, paying attention to what you think, what you're doing, how it's affecting you. And then also the practice of Ishvara Pranidhana, which is surrendering to a higher reality. It could be God, it could be the universe, a higher power. As human beings, we love to control, we love to feel like we're in control. But in yoga philosophy, yoga teaches us that we can only control the now. We have no control over what might happen in the future. So just control this present moment, what you feel you have control over, and then offer it up to the higher power. That's where the ego can come in, and it can be a bit challenging to do that. But exhale, surrender, and try to release. Do the best that you can. And can be a fun, interesting exploration. Good, and then slowly start to come up out of it. And just extend your legs out. Ooh, and massage it a bit. Good. So I'm going to move to face that wall, and I'm going to keep my right foot up against the wall, flushed against the wall. If you need to sit and come up a little bit higher, you can use a foamy block or a pillow. I'm going to cross my left foot to the outside of the right thigh, and I'm just going to wrap my right arm around the left thigh and then twist it open. So this is not a super deep twist. It might feel like a super deep twist, but you'll start to feel a bit of a release into the outer upper hips, maybe the right side of your spine. Make sure that you're not looking too far behind you so that you create tension into your neck, but you might even want to be looking forward or a little bit to the side. Good, and then gradually release that. And then change it so the left foot presses up against the wall, the right foot goes to the outside. Sit up tall, left arm wraps around the right thigh and twist it open. Oh, I love this one. It just feels so nurturing, calming, centering. And also the twist will help to just wring out anything that you feel that you don't need. It's like you're squeezing out the water out of a towel. And then when we release, we get this oxygenated new rush of blood to our organs, and it might just create that sense of openness and that space for you to think in a clearer way and see things in a new light. Lovely, and then release and just do an open twist. Good, and then face forward, extend the right leg out. Good. Now our last pose will be, our second last pose will be forward fold. Now you can do whatever kind of forward fold you want. If you want to separate the legs a little bit wider and then bend forward, maybe give yourself a block to support your forehead on.
or you can use a bolster. You can also bring your legs a little bit closer together and then bend forward. So again, you just want to feel like your back body is in a bit of a stretch, but you don't want to feel like you're exerting yourself or you're trying to push your way forward. Now see how you can make your upper body, your head, your lower body a bit heavy, and while at the same time starting to feel a bit light. Inhale, and then exhale twice as long as you inhale. Great, and then gradually come up. Oh, I hope you felt a sense of release into your back body there. And we're going to rest into, either you can rest into Savasana on the floor, or you can put your legs up against the wall in legs up the wall. Whatever floats your boat today, you can do. So I'll just lie back in Savasana and I'll let you do what feels right for you to do. And then if you return back into this practice, you can always change it up. So listen in to your Ajna chakra. What does it need? What is it telling you? There's no right, there's no wrong. And you can place one hand on your belly, another hand on your heart. And then staying with your breath, and I'm going to invite you now to, as you inhale, start the inhalation from your pelvic floor, and then draw the inhalation up through your front body, touching all of the chakras in the front, all the way to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, you're going to travel the exhale through your back body, along your spine, touching the chakras through the back body, all the way back into the pelvic floor. So inhale up through the front, and exhale down through the back. And if you want to rest the arms at the side of your body, you can also do that. And just stay with the breath as you inhale. You can attach some golden light, tracing your way into the front, and then sending that golden light down through your back. Inhale. Exhale. And as you're breathing, let's try to notice where you're holding your tension. And if it feels better, just to draw your breath into the areas of where you hold your tension. Inhale into it and exhale out of it. Keep doing it until you feel that you've softened the area. It feels lighter. And you can travel your way around your body into any tight spots. And fill it up
with golden light. Stay for as long as you can. If you can stay for a good 20 minutes, that would be amazing. If you can only do about 5, that's perfectly good as well. When you're ready to come out of it, wiggle your toes and your fingers and deepen your breath. Gradually work your legs a little bit closer together and draw your non-dominant leg in first and then your dominant leg in second. Give yourself a good hug. And then roll over to your side and come up to a seated position. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that this felt like it could be a good release, de-stressed you, but also help to uplift you a little bit, and so you can trust that you can get through whatever it is that you need to get through today. Let me know how this felt in the comments below. I love to hear from you. Thumbs it up, and I will see you back here next time. Mwah.